this is definitely an unusual format, but we did this in the spring with the senior show, and it was actually wonderful. There's some really nice things about this. One of which is that you guys are going to get to see every piece really close up tonight as we take you through our virtual gallery, and you will also be able to access the gallery at other times and walk back through the show virtually, even after this evening.
Well, good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for coming. And like Ms. Dowdy, I am so proud of the work that the students have done, and especially in this environment where it's just much more difficult to be disciplined and to work hard when you're home and you can do many other things. I totally understand that. Anyway, Sophie, are you ready to go? Pull the show up?
Yes, I can do that. Okay, so welcome to our 2020 Visual Fall Showcase, virtual. We will post the link for this gallery so you can access it later. And to move through the gallery, you use the arrow keys, you know, up, down, left, right, and you drag the mouse in the direction you want to go. We are going to start off with James M's piece, so he can tell us a little bit about it.
I made this piece about internalized homophobia and how that kind of manifests within myself as like embarrassment and anger. That's really it.
Okay. Next, we have Sam N's piece, Carnival Date, if you would like to tell us a little bit about it.
Sam, are you here?
Sam, if you're here, raise your virtual hand.
Okay. I guess Sam is not with us.
Okay.
I don't see his. So, Sophie, you can go ahead and move on.
Next, we have Kennedy P's piece. I can't see the full title, but if Kennedy wants to say something, she can go ahead.
Kennedy, are you here?
Sam is in the meeting.
Sam is in the meeting? Okay.
Yeah. You can search for people if you type in their names.
Okay. All right. Well, that helps, doesn't it? Okay. Sam, if you would like to say something about your piece, we can go back to it. You can put it in the chat. Or you can say yes in the chat, because we can't find your hand.
I can see Sam in the, I see Sam here, but I don't have the rights to unmute Sam.
Oh, really? Okay. So, well, maybe we should just unmute everybody and try that. I think that's the best way to go. Trying to find the names is not working so well. Dr. Poxon?
I just unmuted.
I think I can unmute Sam.
I just unmuted everyone. So if the audience members would put their mutes back on, but the students can now unmute.
Okay. So Sam or Kennedy, we can go back, because I didn't see Kennedy. She must not have arrived yet.
We have to Sam's.
Okay, go back to Sam. To Sam. Oh, you can't access. They say they can't access the chat. So. All right. I guess we just move on, and then hopefully someone will be able to access the chat at some point and or unmute themselves. Let's go ahead and try. Let's see how. Go ahead and go on, and we can always come back if we find somebody wants to talk about something.
Okay. Next we have, I'm so sorry if I butcher this, Teresa H with Puck Eye. If they can talk.
Are you here, Teresa?
Yes.
Oh, good.
I made this piece about somebody practically just coming out the shadows and like coming to the light. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you for being our first spokesperson.
Okay. Next we have Daniel H with Float. If they want to speak.
No, thank you.
Okay. Next, we have Con Lee, L, with Downtown Norfolk, if you want to say something.
This is just a portrait of my sister that I did with gouache. This is like my first time or second time using gouache. So kind of happy with the way it turned out, but
yeah. Next we have Mayat A with Abandon, if she wants to say a few words.
I don't have much to say about it. It's just an abstract piece that's about like a lone tree.
And guys, we have a question in the chat that we'll get to questions later, but this was a good suggestion. If you could tell us the year that you're in, if you're level 1, level 2, level 3, or level 4 when you share your work.
That's a good idea.
Okay. Now we have Ava W with The Reeling, if you can say something.
No, thank you.
And oh my gosh.
What level is Ava? Level 1?
Yeah, I'm level 1.
Level 1.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I've Ivanis A with Colors, if you want to speak.
I have nothing to say except it's abstract.
Guys, don't forget to say what level you're in. If you can.
Oh, I'm in level 1.
Okay.
And then we have Yuri R with Altered Print.
I'm in level 1 and I don't have anything to say.
Guys, also feel free to share. Some people were asking in the chat, you could explain a little bit about your process when it gets to you, if you want to talk about your technique. Not everyone can necessarily tell exactly how you put your work together. So some of you might want to share a little bit about that as well.
Okay. Next, Marina R, if you want to say a few words.
Marina, are you here tonight? Well, if Marina? Okay, well, I'll just say, maybe what I'll do is I'll say a couple words about scene. Is that Marina?
Sorry.
Anyway, Marina, this is a digital piece, and Marina is one of our seniors. And she's hoping to go to SCAD.
Okay.
Next, we have Bradley.
Hi. Yeah, this is just a piece I did. It's digital art. Huh? No. Is it lagging?
Something's.
It's
Go ahead, Bradley.
this is a piece I did. It's just there's so much pollution, so it's just animals interacting with pollution, and I did this on digital art, and I'm a senior.
Thank you, Bradley.
Next, we have my piece. I am a senior. This piece was really just a color experimentation for me. It was just for fun, really. Okay, next we have Anthony T. If you want to say something, you can.
Are you here to Anthony?
Yes, so this is a project I did a few months ago. I used pen and ink and pretty much blend them together to create this.
And Anthony's a sophomore. Level 2.
Next we have Alex C. If you want to say something.
Hi, I'm in level 4. This piece was inspired by a song with the same name called Bus Junior Caps by Pomplamoose, and I did it in pen that I got from the dollar store.
Okay, next we have Ainsley D. If you want to say a few words.
This is a piece I did with pen and ink. It's in relation to a book called As Brave as You. It's by Jason Reynolds. And that's about it.
Next we have I'm so sorry, Rishtika N. If you want to say something, you can.
Are you here, Rustika? Okay, she must not be here.
Okay, we have Nate K. If you want to say something about your piece.
Yeah, I'm a sophomore, and this was made using pen and ink, and then with a watercolor wash in the background. It was a personal, book cover, and the book is called Skinny Boy by Gary A. Kroll. It is a biography about his battle with anorexia, and he played baseball, hence the ball in his hand. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Now we have Tajma G. If you want to explain your piece.
It's I'm a junior. It's ink wash and it's just my hand. I don't personally like pictures and self portrait. So I really
That was a little difficult to understand. I think she said it was her self-portrait, and Tajma is a junior. Well, it is a self-portrait.
Next we have Audrey F. If you want to say something, you can.
Hi, yeah, that's my portrait. I did it with ink, and it was important to me to include my hair because every portrait I've done since like 8th grade, I've had super long, flowy hair, and it's been really fun to do. But this is my first portrait with like no hair on my head, so it's weird and different, but fun.
Kiara S. If you want to talk about it.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, hi, I'm Kira. This is a self-portrait I drew. Not going to talk too much about it. It's pretty open for interpretation, but I used graphite to create it, and it was really fun. It was a lot of work because I put a lot of detail into everything, but it was really fun to create it, and I hope you guys like it.
Okay, now we have Jesse, I'm sorry, A. If you want to talk about it, you can.
Hello. I'm a junior, and that's just my self-portrait that's been based. And I used graphite and just black watercolor to get the depth of my face.
Next we have Sophie B. If you want to talk about your piece.
Sophie, are you here? I think Sophie may not be here tonight, but Sophie is a level 1, and this piece was independent work that she worked really hard on over the last couple of weeks.
Okay, next we have Summer N. If you want to talk about your piece, you can go ahead.
I'm Summer. I'm in level 3, and I'm just gonna leave this piece up for interpretation.
Okay, Nora L. If you want to say a few words.
No, but thank you.
Okay, Catherine S. If you want to speak.
Hello, I'm Catherine. I'm in level 3. This is a self-portrait that I made with watercolor and charcoal.
Cameron N. If you want to say a couple words about it.
Hi, I'm a junior. I used the ballpoint pen to finish the self-portrait, and that's it.
Okay. Okay, now we have Audrey W. If you want to talk about your piece.
Yeah, so this piece was just about like spirituality. It was done with pen and ink and markers, and it's like what I think it would be like if you were to be like fully realized and open all of your chakras. Oh, and I'm a sophomore.
Okay. Caleb J. If you want to talk about your work.
I'm a level 2. It was done using acrylic, and it was about just feeling like trapped under a lot of layers of masks as your identity. But yeah.
Okay. Next we have James J. If you want to speak about it.
Hi, my name is James, and this was just a self-portrait with Prismacolor. And I'm in level 2.
Okay, we have Rosemary S. If you want to say a couple words.
It was just
like an experiment with thread and watercolor. Yeah, I don't know. I'm level 1.
Okay, Tyson B, if you want to talk about your work.
Sure. I just really liked oh, I'm a sophomore by the way. Oh, no. I'm a freshman, sorry. I just liked experimenting with the pen and ink and drawing a lot of things in this big old collage.
Next we have Melissa J, if you want to talk about it.
Are you here, Melissa?
I'm a sophomore and I just really like games, so I drew it.
Next we have Madison W, if you want to talk about your piece.
Hello, I'm a sophomore in level 2, and this is just an illustration for the book Akata Witch. Thank you.
Okay. Next we have Hannah V, if you want to say a few words.
This is just a self-portrait. That's it. I'm level 4.
Okay, next we have Jordan J, if you want to speak about your work.
I'm in level 3, and this is a self-portrait I did with ink wash and charcoal.
Okay. Ainsley K, if you want to talk about your piece.
So it's my box project. It's a piece I did based on the sounds I heard in a song that I really like. The title of the piece is the title of the song. So I get to represent the music through line and shape with this project.
Okay, next we have Romina R, if you want to say a couple words.
Romina, are you here? Romina is a level 3 student. She's a junior in our program, and this piece was done with mixed media. It does have a fair amount of depth to it. If you come back to the show, you can click on the dimensions for each piece, but this piece goes back by about 4 inches in space.
Next we have Katie H, if you want to talk about your piece.
Hello, I'm a level 4. This is a sculpture that I did. It's kind of hard to like get the full like picture with just this picture because it's a 3D work, but it's basically depicting the difference in like the police response to the Black Lives Matter protesters versus like the counter protesters and like COVID protesters.
Next we have Zamori S, if you want to talk about your work.
Zamori, are you here? Zamori is in 9th grade, a level 1 student, and this piece was done originally as a print, We did some printmaking early this year, and then the students went back in and altered the print. So he added other materials to create this composition.
Next, we have Aaliyah H, if you want to talk about your work.
Yes, I'm a level 1 freshman. This was made with marker, colored pencil, and gel pen, and it was really just experimenting with color and lighting. It was fun to make.
Next, we have Myra A, if you want to talk about your work.
Hi, I'm Myra. I'm a junior, and this piece is called Hide and Seek. I don't have much to say, but thank you for coming tonight.
Next, we have Trinity J, if you want to talk about it.
Trinity, are you here? Trinity is a 9th grade, level 1, and this artwork was created with mixed media. We worked on a series of abstract pieces throughout the month of November, really, and this was one of Trinity's mixed media works from that unit.
Okay, next we have Hadley H, if you want to talk about your piece.
Hi, I'm Hadley. I'm a level 2 sophomore, and this was a sketchbook page. I used watercolor for the background and then cut out like lined notebook paper to make a paper plane.
Okay, next we have Melissa E, if you want to talk about your piece, you can.
Hi, I'm a level 1. I don't really have anything to say about mine.
Next we have Lucas D, if you want to talk about your work.
Yeah, I'm in level 2, and this piece was drawn with colored pencil. You can interpret it however you wish.
Next is Ocelot T, if you want to talk about your piece.
I mostly like to leave it up to interpretation, but I was kind of inspired by like the Baroque period, and I'm a junior. That's all.
And I think that brings us back to James' piece, so I'm going to pass it off to him. I just need to.
All right, so first up we have Jalen M with his comic piece Arrival. Jalen, if you'd like to say a few words about it.
Nah, I don't have anything to say.
All right, thank you. And then next up we have REM with The Drip Comes to an End, if you'd like to say a few words.
Ari, are you here? Ari is a 9th grade level 1 student, and this was an independent project, a personal entry done digitally.
And next we have Emily D with the piece Traffic, if you have a few words to say.
I made this piece on human trafficking and how much it's become a problem and continues to become a bigger problem. And I'm just trying to bring more awareness, you know, to the subject. Yeah, that's about it.
And next we have Grace with, I don't know how to pronounce the title, I'm sorry. If you have a few words to share.
I'm Grace. I'm in level 1. This piece was a personal entry I did for our art class, and I was just inspired while listening to music. A lot of it was made up on the spot, and that's why it's called an ad hominem dance, which kind of means like made up on the spot.
Thank you. And next we have Eden with the Golden Woman.
Hi, I'm Eden. Oh, my camera's glitching crazy right now. But my goal for this piece was to just work with mixed medium and try to reach a goal with art style. So that's all.
And next up we have Reagan B with Altered Print, if you would like to say anything.
Not really, but thank you.
And next we have Sarah M with Untitled, if you have a few words to share.
Sure. So essentially this is a dress that I ruined, but I fixed it and I think it looks pretty good. I'm kind of interested in textiles, so this was a fun little experiment kind of thing, but yeah, that's all. Also, the freshmen, I'm sorry, you guys are so good. Like, I don't understand how that happened. Like, y'all are way better than we were as freshmen, so be proud of yourselves, definitely.
All right, next up we have Jessica P with No.
Hey guys. I'm a level 2. There's nothing really much to say. No pencils, no eraser, no pressure, just pen. And yeah.
And next up we have Nathan R with Dino Boy, if you'd like to share.
I'd prefer to not speak about it.
All right, thank you. And next is Victoria F with Drama.
Hello, hi, I'm Victoria. I'm a junior. This piece was made with oil pastel and charcoal, and I really emphasize when taking picture shadows, and so I could really bring out that contrast and lighting. That's what I focused on the most.
And next we have Alexandra K with The Past, if you'd like to share about your piece.
Hi, I'm a sophomore. This is the still life I made. It represents my sister.
Next we have Sean W with Named Space, if you have anything to say.
No, but thank you.
Right, next we have Allie L with Joyce.
Yeah, so this made from charcoal. All the objects in it were from my grandma. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
And next we have Kiora S with Who Is She?
Hi, I'm a junior. There's not really much to say about this piece, but thank you.
And now we have Caroline C with Growing Up, if you'd like to share a few words.
Sure. I'm in level 2, and this was inspired by my brother. Yeah.
Right now we have Emily G with the title gets cut off. I think it was Black, White, and Red, Black, White, and Gold. If you'd care to share a few words.
I'm Emily. I'm a junior. I was inspired by the poster, the Rosie Riveter in World War II, showing women's strength.
All right, and we have Sydney D with number 1.
Yeah, I'm a sophomore, and this is a still life I did with charcoal, with objects centered around me.
Next we have Tiana A with Botham Jean. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. If you'd like to share about this piece.
Hi, I'm Tiana, and I'm a 4th year. And this piece is one out of a series. And yes, it's nothing more that I can say about it. But if you don't know who he is, he was a victim of police brutality. And that's basically the whole series that I'm going to do.
All right, and we have Sylvia B with Mother.
Hi, I'm a sophomore, level 2, and this is a piece with a bunch of items that belong to my mother. Thank you.
Next is Andrew P with Psych or Psyche. If you'd like to share about your piece.
Oh, yeah, of course. Hi, my name is Andrew. I worked on this mostly with ink. The topic of our piece was supposed to be about our identity, and when I heard that, I was kind of stumped, because, like, I was like, what is my identity? I don't know much about myself, and I realized, like, one thing, like, as a person of color, like, you're pushed into a box, and I kind of represented that in my piece with, like, the circle, kind of, and I just wanted to spread that message about, like, how stereotypes are, like, wrong. I don't know. I'm blanking right now. It's very hard to explain on the spot. All right. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for sharing. Next, we have Ian H with Kayla.
Hello, that's a piece I did of my friend Kayla. She's a senior in theater this year, and I wanted to draw her because she had said that nobody ever drew her well when she was a kid, while they drew all her other friends fine. And this is all graphite on wood.
All right, next we have Vance with Piercing, a character design.
Yeah, I am a junior, and this is a animation concept art I made of this sort of unconventional hero character who holds herself in a very like hostile demeanor with a very striking way she holds herself. So it was kind of a challenge for me to try and convey that through movement and through her design. Yeah.
Next we have Cameron B with Akata Witch. if you'd like to share about your piece.
Hi, so this is from a project we did based on the book Akata Witch, and yeah.
All right, next we have Kalima T with You Asked for Perfect, I think, if you would like to share about your piece. Oh, they said their mic is broken, but thank you for being here. And next we have Mitch C with Plant Cell.
I just try to represent the cell wall and the colors of plants.
All right, next we have Kania C with Virtualized, if you'd like to share about your piece.
Hello, I'm in level 2. This piece was done with watercolor and pen, and I just kind of did it to represent, to visualize internet relationships.
All right, next up we have Court S with Eye Landscape, if you'd like to share.
Hello, my name is Court. I like eyes, so I decided to make a landscape out of them. There's some hidden and some unhidden. Essentially, my objective with this piece is to tell everybody that no matter where you are, whether it's alone, you're never alone. Everything is watching you. The hills are watching you. The sky is watching you. The ground is watching you. You're never alone, so don't feel alone. But also, everybody is watching. Everything is watching. So make sure you're not doing anything suspicious, because people will see, even if it's the hills. Thank you.
All right, next we have Jack W with Black Goop, if you'd like to share about your piece.
Yeah, so I'm a level 1. The materials I used were Sharpie and colored pencils, and it represents the futility of humankind's attempts to discover its true nature. I'm just kidding, it's my initials. That's it.
All right, next we have Sydney G with Untitled, if you'd like to share about your piece.
Sydney, are you here? Sydney is a level 1 freshman, and this piece also was from a series of abstract works. The students in level 1 at the beginning of the year really explored all the different places that inspiration can come from. So a lot of different directions that these pieces went in. Nice work.
All right, next we have Evan G with Into a Dreamland.
Evan, are you here? Well, Evan has been working on this series with this particular character for quite a while now and has really developed the character. And if you come to the senior showcase, you will see the whole narrative anyway. And it's done in marker and level 4.
And next we have Jada B with Tiny Tapestry.
I don't really have anything to say on it.
All right, next up is Maisha R with the name design.
Basically, this artwork is about my initials. And that's it. Oh, and I'm in level 1.
All right, next up we have Sophia M with the chemical.
Hi, I'm Sophia. It's called The Chemical of Love.
I have always been intrigued by just the idea of love, and for me, over the past year, it's kind of like spun around and just completely morphed. So I kind of wanted to represent how it at least emotionally feels for me. And also, I just wanted to let you know that my chat is disabled. So I might not see anything in the chat that's meant for me. But thank you.
All right, next we have Gabrielle L with Repatch.
Hi, I'm Gabby. This piece was just meant to represent like the fact that, you know, we think that America is this perfect country when it really isn't. So, you know, I guess you can interpret it further from there. I'm level 1. I'm in 9th grade, so yeah.
All right, and lastly we have Axel V with Untitled.
Hi, my name is Axel. I'm in level 3. I'm a junior. This piece was made using a variety of material, mostly fabric and textile work. I made it to sort of get across my personal process of decolonization of the mind and being able to come more to terms with the fact that my indigenous ancestry had been erased from my life ever since before I was born. And so this is me trying to reconnect with that. And it has symbols of like fertility and abundance throughout the piece. And so, yeah.
All right. I think we open up to questions now if anyone is interested in asking more specific questions.
Yeah, and thank you, James and Sophie, for walking us through. Is there anybody that we missed?
I got a question.
Okay, before
I
let
got
me.
a question.
Yeah. If you can hang on just one moment, I want to take questions in just a moment. I did want to say, if you already put a question earlier in the chat, there's been so much love in the chat. Thank you guys, that was awesome. But we won't necessarily see previous questions. So if you do have a question that you want to put in the chat, you can put a question in the chat, or if you would like to just share a question verbally, that's fine as well. And you can direct them at individuals or just in general for the show.
And I just want to say, if there's anyone that was at the beginning when it was a little rocky, if you've arrived a little late and you want to say something about your piece, just speak up and we will go back to it.
Hello, Miss Girl.
Uh-huh.
Can we take it back to my piece?
After Kennedy, could we also go back to mine?
Yes.
Yeah, Sam. Okay, Sam was number 1.
Okay.
Kennedy can go first.
It's okay.
All right. I made this piece.
Whoops. Go back to Sam's piece, please. Thank you. Go ahead, Sam.
I made this piece as part of a larger series that I may or may not continue, but I was really just trying to get away from like the conventional idea I had concreted and I don't know if that's a word. Anyway, I wanted to have fun with art again. Like for me personally, it was becoming really hard to have fun with my art. So that was really just the point of the series, was creating these fun little mushroom characters and putting them in whimsical situations and just playing around with light and shadow. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So Kennedy, you're go to you next.
Yeah, hi. I'm Kennedy. I'm in level 4, and this piece is called The Wisest Tears. The more that I worked on it, the more personal it became. So it's really a deep and meaningful piece, the more depth and layers that I put into it. This is made from soft pastel chalks. So, if you got any questions, please shoot them my way. Also, thanks for coming tonight.
In the chat, Emily Doblansky asked to go back to her piece. Can we do that, please?
Sure. Emily?
Hi, Miss Cross.
Hi, everyone.
Okay. Do we know where Emily's piece is? James or Sophie?
I believe it's on the wall with Hannah's, but I'm not sure.
Okay, maybe you can move around, and Emily, you can speak up when we go by it.
Okay. I remember where it is now, Sophie. It's in the second room on the back wall. Next to it's the two digital art squares that are really big.
Oh. It's the one on the right, right?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, so no, this one, yes. I forgot to say also that so I'm a junior, and so this was digital media and digital art, and originally I had a box project with like basically the same message and basically the same subject and stuff, but I wasn't able to submit that, so but I was allowed to make a digital artwork, so instead I went with this. And I do feel like this subject really needs to be like, talked about, and like there needs to be more awareness to it, and like not enough is being done about it. And a lot of people are getting away with it, and also a thing to think about is that it's not something that can be stopped right away, but if enough is done, it can be like more and more of it can be eliminated. So yeah, and nobody should be going through any of this, and just because of money. So yeah, I just wanted to add that.
Thank you, Emily. Was there anybody else who we missed?
Just really quickly, I'm talking to people over text that just don't have chat. So I understand that you're reading out questions, but people that don't have chat may not be able to ask questions that they want to ask. So I was thinking that if we all lower our hands and then use that same system, because we've already gone through pretty much everybody, so if we use that same system, but only for questions for people to talk, I think that would be good. But
Sure. No, that's a great suggestion, Court.
That is good.
So, guys, if you, my students who had your hands up earlier when we were planning to unmute you, you can put your hands down. So if everybody will lower their hands unless they have a question, then we can call on you for that purpose. And that the chat's moving kind of fast right now anyway, so I think that's a great way to do it. If you have something that you would like to ask an individual student or something that you wanted to ask the group. And if you do have chat, guys, make sure you're paying attention to all the love in the chat. There's so many wonderful comments complimenting your work.
So go ahead and put your hands down, everyone.
Unless you have a question.
Yes.
And
let's put all our hands down, and then we'll start with or do we have questions? Like Cameron, do you have a question? Nora, question?
I think that Xavier, did you have a question earlier?
I do. I have a question for all the artists who presented the art. I want to know, how did you get to finish the amazing artwork you did on time? Each and every one of y'all. That's what I want to know.
That is a good question, Xavier. That is not an easy thing for artists.
No, but I will say the solution is to just, it's really easy. You just you drink a bunch of energy drinks and then you stay up until morning and then you're good.
Any other artists want to add to that? Anybody here tonight who was pushing a deadline on these? Things in the chat.
I can add. I'm Kira. I did a realistic piece, so it took a lot of time. I'd say don't wait until the last minute if you're trying to get something really big done, because you will end up staying up all night.
Yay, Kira!
Good advice.
Yeah, I can.
But you did pull it off.
Oh.
I was gonna say you can use any class as a study hall, really. I mean, my go-to is like normally my English class.
James, all your teachers are here tonight. What are you saying?
Well,
I'm sure.
I gotta get my artwork done.
We take no responsibility for that comment.
I was going to add to what the question that he asked, Tiana, senior class. I kind of procrastinate sometimes, not all the times. But like one of the freshmen said, it's not good to wait to do if you're doing a big project, because her project was very detailed, and if she would have waited, it wouldn't have been ready. And if that's something that you really want to put into the art show, you would dedicate your mind to it, even if you have to lose sleep, because that's something that you want to do. And all of the seniors can vouch when I say this. All of us have stayed up really late working on the art project just to meet the deadline.
Yeah, absolutely. Sam, senior, I just, like the other night, I was trying to get an animation in for Scholastics, and I stayed up many a night trying to finish that. So don't wait until the last minute. Dedicate the amount of time to it that you think it deserves, like as a piece of art that you respect.
Well said. That's all I can say.
I have something to add. I'm level 4 as well. I think working on multiple things helps me a lot. Because I have a lot of artist block. So if you're like having trouble like getting stuff done on a piece, and you might need more than one piece, or you have your sketchbook, like I recommend just working on something else to get you out of, like, once you focus in on one piece for so long, it's so easy to like hate that piece, and you're too close to it, you don't know if it's like going well or not. Like, you really need to step away from pieces sometimes, which really helps me make progress.
You guys are giving great advice. That's awesome.
For a legitimate answer and not a joke answer, if you can find a time of day, or if you're in a situation where like you feel like you have nothing to do, even if you don't really want to do artwork, or even if you're doing it and you get bored halfway through, trust me, continue, because you will work on it for hours and not realize it, and you'll get out really what you want. Like, it can be boring sometimes. It should always be fun, but it can get a little tedious and boring sometimes. So I would definitely recommend just pushing through that part and getting your completed piece in. So yeah.
Thank you,
I
guys.
also want to say something to the lower class. Y'all artwork is amazing. Like, I was shook.
Some seriously amazing stuff.
I have to agree with her.
Wow.
Those artworks is unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Y'all should be proud. If y'all aren't happy with y'all artwork, y'all should be really proud.
Yeah, I'm so sorry I didn't get to be the freshman this year, but y'all did really, really good, and I hope you guys enjoyed your first showcase. I know it's kind of not what you probably wanted, but I think this version of showcase is a lot more personal, and it's really cool that we all get to talk about our piece and be introduced individually. So hopefully y'all don't feel like you missed out too much on like in-person showcase or anything, but there's more to come and you guys are doing really good, so just keep going.
Can we go back to Sophie B's piece real quick?
Sure.
I just wanted to, because I know she's not here due to some personal issues, but I just wanted to like touch on how hard she worked on it.
Okay, that's nice.
Thank you, Sophia. Yeah, do you guys know where that one is?
Actually, it's over on that.
Yes.
Yeah,
If you
it's right
go,
there.
it's in the corner there. If you move, yes. Mm-hmm.
So I know she's been working on this for like a month at least. I remember her when it was like half finished, and she sent it to me, and she was freaking out because she spent like an hour on it, and she loved it so much, but it was just so time consuming, and she worked really hard on it, and it kind of reflects herself a little bit. And I just think it's really amazing, and she did a really good job on it.
Thank you, Sophia. That was awesome. We've got a few more hands raised, so I'm going to check to see if we have some more questions. April, do you have a question? April Painter, your hand is raised. Maybe not. And I think I'm seeing some other hands raised. Kathy, do you have a question, Catherine? Or do you still have your hand raised from before? That was maybe from before. Okay, but I see Ms. Craddock in the, do you have your hand raised? Do you have a question?
I don't have a question, but can I make a quick comment? I promise it'll be fast.
Absolutely, please.
I just wanted to speak because some of them I had in the 10th grade, some of them I had in the 9th grade, some I have now. And it's just amazing to see y'all growth, to see your voice in your artwork. And I'm always, always impressed. You all have grown so beautifully. You're living during such a momentous time, and it's amazing to see that voice come in your artwork. So I just wanted to say I am so proud of all of you, especially to those seniors. Y'all have grown so beautifully. I'm so proud of you all, and you always do a good job. I love the gallery every single year. You always do a good job. Thank you all so much.
Thank you for coming. We really appreciate it.
So much. And to all the teachers, you guys, I've seen a bunch of teachers as participants and in the chat tonight. Thank you so much for coming. It means so much to the students to see you here. I see a couple more questions. Len Ferguson, do you have a question?
Not a question, but a comment. You guys are so good. I'm so proud of all of you.
Thank you.
I send infinite hugs.
Yeah.
Yay. Court, your hand is up. Do you have a question?
I do. So I wanted to ask because I struggle with it a little myself, but like when it comes to art, right? So for the seniors that like, could you go to the piece right next to Sophie's?
Are you to the left, the right? Which one?
The left one.
The other way? Okay. Jasia's?
Yes.
Jasia's a junior. Mm-hmm.
So I think it's so impressive and so amazing how you take something that when you were a kid, you hold it in a hand like you hold a knife, and you just scribble it on a page, and now you're molding like graphite into lighter and darker tones, and you're doing this. How? It's so impressive.
Thanks.
Rigorous practice, a lot of practice. Because, like, you know, talent is only going to get you so far. If you really are passionate about something, you have to pursue it.
Also, to add to that, if you have to not be scared to try new things, because if you're scared to try new things, you're not going to be able to achieve what you want to achieve.
Great
I
advice.
do agree with that. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Ian, yes.
I had somebody tell me once that it is not practice makes perfect, as practice makes permanent. So if you go around and practice different ways of making art, it'll get you much farther than practicing the same thing over and over again. That way you'll get to be able to be faster at what you're doing, but you won't really learn the better way to do it. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does. That's a great observation. Any other comments?
I have a comment. I just also wanted to say you can't be afraid to like lose or mess up, because that's just going to happen. You can't like move around that.
It's a great
And
point.
one more additional thing. Also, like those mistakes, those could be happy mistakes in the long run. You can make a mistake at the beginning of your piece, and at the end, that mistake can actually make your piece even more better. So don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Y'all are wise for your age. Got a
You
lot of
are.
great advice here.
This is awesome. I think, is there one more? Do I see one more hand? Grace Hack, do you have a question or a comment?
My comment was just, as a freshman, it's really inspiring to see all of the upperclassmen pieces, and I'm like really sad that I can't meet you guys in real life.
Well, they'll come back at the alumni luncheon, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and you guys, I want to say after this portion and just all of tonight, kind of jumping off of what Khan was saying earlier, this format I know was a little bit disappointing because we couldn't be together in person, but this is the first time in all the times that we have had Showcase that we've gotten to hear the personal voice of the artists and to share and reflect with one another and give each other feedback. And this was amazing. I thought that component of things kind of was an addition that I would look to keep in the future. So I'm really excited and really appreciate all of you who shared tonight. Those of you who are audience members and are listening and watching, artists a lot of times don't necessarily feel comfortable talking about their work. This was a lot to be put on the spot like this, and you guys really rose to the occasion. So I am really proud of all of you for sharing and making this kind of a whole new level. It makes me want to get you together in some other way so that, I don't know, like maybe some joint critiques or something between levels, because this was a really great exchange tonight. And if we don't have any further questions, I just want to thank everybody for coming and for bearing with us through the initial technology issues. I'm so excited after having seen and heard from everybody tonight to see what you guys do in the spring, even if we're in a similar format for our spring showcase for the underclass students, and then also to see the full portfolio development of the seniors. The seniors, this was kind of your debut tonight for your concentrations, and I'm really excited about the places you're going as well. So just a big thank you to everyone for coming out tonight and making this really special, even under unusual circumstances.
And I second that. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for coming out tonight. I totally agree with what Miss Dowdy and Miss Skrlock said. And what I've been saying in some of the past showcases last week, it is a challenge to take a presentation, a gallery, or a stage show that we're used to doing in a live format and transfer it to a totally virtual setting. So we're all learning how to do this. I think it's been a great experience. There's going to be takeaways and things that we'll continue to use to enhance our future live performances, because I think there are some neat elements that we've been learning during these virtual times. But I also do look forward to when we can gather again and see all the artwork in person and be together. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. I do need to end this meeting because at 7 p.m., if you like, you can join us for the theater showcase, which is just in about a half an hour. So we've got another presentation for you tonight to join in on. Thanks again to all the Henrico staff, the teachers, our administration who are here with us tonight. Students, thank you to have your families come support us. It means the world to share this evening with you and to continue the tradition of having showcases even during a global pandemic. So on that note, I want to say thank you, and I want to wish you all happy holidays and take care. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye, everyone.
Paxton.
Have a
See you
wonderful
at
night.
7.
Have a great day.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Great job,
show.
everyone. Great,
See you,
great
bye.
job, everyone.
Nice show.
Thank you.
Whoop, whoop. Bye.